Hello, welcome to Check It Out with Rich. The project I'm doing now, I originally was going to do, I think last fall or something, but I decided not to do it. Then I have my basement all tore apart, and somebody posted on Facebook that they added a spray port to the party side of the camper here, and I'm like, you know what? I got this tore apart, I might as well go ahead and do it. So I ran a water line down underneath the steps here. I put a ball valve there so I could shut it off, and I ordered the spray port. And when I got the spray port in, you're supposed to drill a 2 3/4 inch hole in the side of your camper. Now, once you do that, I don't know how well you can see this, but how close your screw holes are to the hole. I really didn't like that. That's not a lot of beef there for those screws to go into. And I was just worried maybe the dog getting wrapped around the hose with her leash would possibly rip it out. So I got to thinking, I had some plastic in my shed. It's a 1/4 inch, 3/16, and I cut it out. And as you can see, this is 2 3/4, and then see how close your holes are to the edge. And that's what I mean. I really didn't like that. So I figured I'd make this up, be a lot more secure, and I'm gonna insert a video now of me making this. It was fairly easy. It was just having the right hole saws. Okay, so I'm all set up here. I had a piece of black plastic in my shed. Figured it would work good. It's about 3/16 thick, and then you're also going to need a 4.5 inch hole saw. I would probably go with 5 if you had it. It gives you a little more beef going around. And then they call for a 2 3/4 inch for the hole you're going to drill through your camper. So that'll be in here. So I'm going to mark center with the 4 3/4 first. Up here. Okay. Now this is going to make one heck of a mess. Alright, I got center marked. So I'm going to go ahead and swap this out. Put the 2 3/4 on. And then I already have my center hole. Okay. Yeah, it makes makes a pretty good mess here. As you can see, I already cut some out, so I just want to do this one for the video. Alright, now we're going to take the 4 3/4. Like I said, if you had a 5 inch, you'd probably be a little bit better. A little more, little bigger lip going around. Alright, let's get that in the hole. Put it, spin it the right direction. That's it. And then I'm going to sand this up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and this is what it looks like all sanded up. And then here's the spray port. So that's going to go in. You have the screws will go here, and then I'm going to put screws on the outside. And that's what I said about, if you want 5 inch, I'll give you another 1/8 inch on each side just to make a little more room. And then the other advantage of this is, like I said, they call for 2 3/4 inch hole going through the side of your camper. Okay, this is a 2.5 inch hole, and it fits perfectly. So you can actually get by even maybe a 2 1/4 hole. But the 2.5, that means you're drilling a smaller hole in your camper, and you're going to have more beef around that hole to put your screws in. So that is another good advantage of putting a spacer in. Okay, like I said in that video, you might be a little better off with 5" on this. 4.5 works perfectly fine. 5 would just give you a little more edging going around. Okay, then my next step was to make these up, get the holes in them, get everything lined up right. So what I did was I cut a 2.5" hole, not a 2 3/4. I cut a 2.5" hole. I'll explain that in a minute. And I drilled my 4 holes on here, countersunk them, screwed this in, and then I took my spray port, lined it up, and pre-drilled, then put screws in. Okay, when I set a 2.5" hole instead of a 2 3/4, with this spacer, it's allowing me to make a smaller hole and leaving more of the camper wall there. So even when, okay, that's lined up right. Even when my spray port screws go in, I have a little more beef here. So that's one good thing about this spacer. And I actually made up, I think, 6 of these. So if I ever run into somebody at a campground at this yanked dot, I'll help them out pretty good. All right, let me bring you down below, and I'll just show you the PEX tubing I put in. And I'm going to measure it all out, drill from the outside, and I beat around down there. I don't think there's anything structural, but let's hope so. Well, let's hope not. All right, I hope you can see in here. All right, it's a little dark, but there's my ball valve. I just cut a hole. Through the screen I put in here. The screens keep bugs out and the cat in. And then I'm just going to follow this straight over and have this just on a downward angle a little bit so that when I drain it, everything will come out. Okay, I'm going to get this measured up. It's pretty windy outside. I don't know how much audio I'll get. I'll definitely get some video, but it's pretty windy, so we'll see what I can salvage out of the video when I edit. Okay, I got everything measured out, and I was going to go outside and pop the hole through. And I figured I'm going to drill from this side, just in case there is something in there. So I did drill it out, and now I'm going to go outside. We're going to drill the hole. The wind has died down, so we should be able to get some audio. So let's go outside. We'll get this hole drilled. Okay, as you can see, I put some painter's tape on there just to protect it a little bit. It's going to be covered up anyway, but I just like to do this. And Becky's shopping right now. It's probably a good thing. She doesn't really like when I drill holes, although she's become a little more accustomed to it. But it just makes her nervous. So let's get this done before she gets back. Okay. In case anybody was wondering, this is what your wall looks like. You got a thinner I don't know if it's Asdel on the inside, but paneling or whatever. And then that's how thick your outside wall is with the Asdel lamination on it, whatever you want to call it. So there's not much air for a screw to hold on to. All right, let me get this wiped down and, well, here, let's see how she fits. And that's what she's going to look like. Okay, I already got my first hole pre-drilled up here. And I'm going to use some butyl tape and put this around to seal it up. There's my top. And if anybody knows a better way of storing this stuff, let me know. That wax paper it comes with is just I don't know if wax coated butcher paper would work any better. But I know that wax paper doesn't work too well. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out where each one of the holes are, just so the screws don't get wrapped up around it. Don't cut myself. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just exposing. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm just exposing the holes. Like I said, don't cut myself. I did. So I got a little bit of blood, but I got all my holes exposed. So I used a 3/32 screw here. I'm going to see how that works. I might jump up another size. I don't want to go too big and strip them out. That seems good. Square it up, and then we'll pre-drill for the other ones. One thing nice about using this flange is if your screws should happen to strip out, you can end up put bolts in here. Getting blood over everything. And remember, these things are variable speed. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put some butyl tape on it also. Alright, I got this all taped up. I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill some holes, because it's going to be screwed into the flange and the siding of the camper. I'm going to see if I can get the tape away from these holes. That worked good. And that one. And that one. I'm still bleeding. This last one's giving me issues there. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, I think she looks pretty good. I'll get all this cleaned up. Like I said, once it warms up, I'm going to put a bead of caulking around both of these just to seal it up a little bit better. I don't think it's needed, but it's not going to hurt. And it is a hair crooked. Not bad though. All right, let's go inside and let's get the water hooked up and we're done. All right, we got done just in time. It's starting to rain out there. Still no wind. I don't know where the wind went, but it was blowing pretty good. But I don't know how well you're going to see down here, but I'll get the other tripod out, get the camera down there. I left the light on in the basement, so maybe that'll help with lighting a little bit. So, all right, let me switch out the cameras here. All right, I don't know how well you can see, but basically, I do have a little bit of lateral movement on this, so it's not absolute critical where it's at. So I'm going to figure this will go onto here. If I can get it started. Okay, so I'm going to say right there, we'll mark at, and then we'll bring it out here to put everything together. All right, first thing we want to do is cut it on our mark. Slide your crimp ring on, slide your female adapter, I carry these in my toolbox. When I originally bought them, I did want the Apollo ratcheting type, and I didn't want to spend the $55 or whatever it is, and I bought these, and I think I'm going to end up buying Apollo ratcheting. It's a lot. They're a lot easier, especially in confined spaces. But these are good to have. I carry extra ends. I carry T's, splices, 90s, male and female adapters. Plus, I have 90-degree female adapters, just in case. Okay, let's get this on. Check for leaks. Okay, let me turn the pump on. And I don't see any leaks here. Let me run outside real quick, and then we'll finish this up. Okay, except for the rain, it's dry out there. So I also got some foam insulation I'm going to put over the pipe. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, here's the foam insulation I got. It's self-adhesive, cut at the length, pull out the two yellow strips, push it together, and you're good. All right, let me get this on. Okay, the reason I put the insulation on is not because of freezing, it's just because of the blue pipe back there. So at least this is black, it's not going to show up as much. And then I'm going to take some electrical tape and tape up the white handle. And once I put this front grid work on, or screen, whatever it is, you shouldn't be able to see anything really. Might see the nut here on the ball valve, but that's about it. Okay, no bleeding. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get the shop vac out, clean up all the styrofoam in here, and put the thing on, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done here. Okay, as you can see, you can barely see that pipe in there, if at all. I know before with the blue pipe, it stuck out like a sore thumb. So I'm glad I did that. And we are headed out in 4 days to God's country. So this is my last project for a couple weeks anyway. So we got to get the camper cleaned up, get everything packed up, and we're taking a grandkid with us. So that's good. So another project, semi-easy. It's a little more intimidating because of the plumbing and drilling a hole through the side of your camper. I would recommend going this way first, though, just in case there is some ribbing in there. But I think it's a nice upgrade. I think she'll like it. She can water the dog, or I can squirt the dog, whatever. So, all right, so thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.